You won't ever change your ways, doing what you do.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CEA Siege. We've got ourselves a mashup contention here tonight for you. I can't wait for this game to go on. So far, I hope you've got your favorite bubbly drink as well as your favorite snack with you, because this one you're not going to want to miss. And as always, your hosts for this evening, myself, the one true Spades, and of course, someone also of absolute amazing repute, Blue Card. How's it going?
I'm doing pretty good, Spades. I'm going to be honest, I don't have my bubbly drink with me. I do have my coffee, though, so I think I should be set. I am missing a snack, too. But you know what? I'll grab that in between the maps. I missed you, man. It's been too long. It's been like a week, what? Yeah?
Yeah, it's been about a week. You know, you gotta make sure that you take things in stride and not be worked like a mule. So going into this one, we're gonna be looking into Cincinnati Red and of course the University of Illinois Chicago on their side of things. What have you seen from either of these two teams? Who should we be looking out for to make those massive plays?
I'm pretty sure I've seen Cincinnati Red play before. I'm pretty sure. Let me look through my old casting sheets for like 3 seconds, and I'll be able to tell you. Because I know for a fact, Preacher, I've at least seen Preacher played in ranked. I've played against him a couple times. I know just talking about him as a solo player, he's pretty solid. All right, I'll give him that. He may have clapped me a couple times. In terms of Illinois, I haven't really seen much from them. I haven't seen them play much in the group. Unfortunately, in the Open League, we have so many teams playing. We don't get to see all of the teams play every week, but they're both in Open League. You know, they fought to be here. They've been here the past few seasons, so I'm hoping it should be a pretty interesting matchup. First, we're going to be going to Cafe, which is going to be Illinois' pick, and then we'll eventually be going to Clubhouse from Cincinnati Red side. Should be a couple of interesting maps. I really like the Cafe Clubhouse combination. They're maps that are both very heavily based on strategy and teamwork, and honestly, that's what I really like to see in this game.
Yeah, both of those maps have the ability to really show off your high IQ plays and your spatial awareness, especially on Cafe, because of the difference in the verticality as well as some of those open spots being able to look down and, of course, up. With that, if you are caught off guard, I will make sure to highlight it, and I can't wait for this game to continue on. Some of the names that I'm seeing on either shots here, or either sides, oh my goodness gracious, I needed more of my bubbly drink before we continue. But both of the teams have very creative names, and I can't wait to make dad jokes about them this entire cast. So I hope you guys are strapped in and ready, because map 1 is starting now as we get into the ban phase.
Is it possible to get a dad joke counter up there somehow? I don't know if I don't know if we could, because I could just keep track of them, but sometimes I miss them, and I'd really like to have a counter, just top right of the screen. Look, we got nothing up there. I think there'd be a really nice dad joke counter.
The one true dad counter.
Yes, I would love the one true dad counter to be up there. That would be amazing.
Oh,
and
man.
I'm gonna put in a ticket, and it's gonna be up there for next Wednesday. You better be back here, Spades.
Of course I will be. And we see already on the attacking side, Chicago, Illinois picking up the thermite ban. Whoopsie. Sorry, that was Cincinnati's pick. Chicago, Illinois picking the Thatcher ban, and it seems like the duo of death is now out. I know there was a bit of a debuff / semi-buff to Thatcher there with his grenades not destroying things, but now that they've more or less dealt with the ability of that thing not working too well, the EMP grenades not working the same way, still just as deadly. I find that some people kind of keep it down and out and thinking, oh, it doesn't destroy it right away, but at the same time, there's a 30-second EMP to all electronics in the area, including scopes and other sites as well. That's still a pretty massive problem for most players, especially when they're using a lot of utility on that defensive side.
Yeah, speaking of the utility on the defensive side, though, Wamai and Malusi are going to be taken off the board. Both operators that can be quite a pain in the butt to deal with. Wamai with his multiple magnets, being able to throw him out kind of wherever he wants to. being able to catch those projectiles. And of course, Malusi with her Wubba Lub Dubstep Banshee is kind of really annoying. When you step into the range of that thing, you get slowed, you can't really hear. You're most likely going to get swung on by a defender. But both of them off the board, so no real need to worry about those anymore. First, going with a tertiary site, kind of an interesting pick from Cincinnati. Going to be trying out the Reading and Fireplace, and actually 6ing off of the Goyo onto a Smoke. Kind of interesting. That kind of plays into the Wamai ban there. That was from Illinois, so Cincinnati just kind of using that to their advantage. But normally you see Jaeger, Wamai, and Goyo in sort of a nice, like, three-way, I don't know how to explain it, but, you know, use the ADSs, the magnets to defend the Goyo shields, and without Wamai, Goyo maybe not quite as strong, seems you only have those ADSs to protect it. But anyways, Smoke, the same sort of area denial operator, definitely a good 6-pick coming out from Bridge on Cincinnati side. Nothing too crazy coming out from the attacking lineup. The Ace, of course, I'm pretty sure Ace is the new primary hard breach that everyone's going to be trying to take nowadays.
Yeah, he's got a lot of upside to him. A lot of versatility for his gadget, as well as definitely a really good weapon to pull off. Plus, he comes with smokes. It's very, very difficult to really goof up with him, and it's hard to counter, like I said, because you can kind of throw his gadget just about anywhere. It can take out shields. It can do a stupid amount of more or less contention on the defending side. It causes you to really be aware of just about any wall you put up can be his target, and because he's got 3 of them, that's 3 decently sized holes that he can put just about anywhere. It starts off the size of a Habana pellet kind of hole, and from there it just continues to work its way down, so you got to be very, very careful with it. But again, on the attacking side, it seems like they brought a lot of gadgets that Wamai could have countered. Definitely, you've got the Nomad with the air jabs, you've got Ace with his little pouches, as well as Capitan with the bolts, both the smoke and the fire bolts. Wamai's magnet can pick them up and redivert them to other places, so with him on the board, he's kind of got a free chance to really use that, but we're already seeing a little bit of damage coming down, as it looks like Casco, I can't say his name properly, so I'm just going to Casso, went down, but not out yet, as the Castle, I believe, was doing some serious damage. Blue Knight at the top there, making sure he does it, but oh my god, the holy man himself, Preacher, looked to the absolute heavens, and they did not answer him, as he was taken down and out by Luck Shot from University of Illinois, Chicago.
I don't know if that's like that is a pun on his name, but it's not really like a dad pun, right?
No, we're warming up the engine.
Do we count that? Machine. Is that like a half?
I'd say that's you know, we're easing ourselves in there.
Oh, all right. So that's the warm up. We won't count that quite yet. But Preacher being taken off the board, I believe he was the one playing really aggressive on Soldier right there, and down Kazukudo being really low HP could fall to Cream very easily right here, and yes, Ash goes down. Cream just having to put a few bullets into her body takes her down quite easily. Meanwhile, the rest of the attackers here are trying to push up top, but Blue Knight with a nice quick ADS, he's going to be spotted on those drones. They're going to be running around at his feet, but luckily drones can't do damage to you. Only the attackers can. So he's going to take Luck Shot off the board. That's Nomad gone. Those air jabs, if they're not down anymore, they're not going to do anything. Luckily, though, if she did put some of them down, they're still in play. I'm assuming there probably is one at least on top red.
Yeah, as we're seeing here, we got some verticality to this, as we do have Kusumo shooting down towards the defenders, but Blue Knight taking out the Neon Tron there. To see what happens here is both the attackers are the only ones left. Bride takes down Basher, and this is just continuous fighting here. He's trying to use that GA, but it's just not doing anything at the moment, and unfortunately was not able to drop the smoke. And the first round goes to Cincinnati Red, a very well-rounded hold on this defensive side. And like you said, a tertiary site like this, they really didn't seem to have an answer for the defense on this one for Illinois and Chicago. I'm hoping that the tertiary site kind of just threw them off, didn't really give them much of a chance to think about where they're going to be going or what they're going to be doing in regards to that defense. So hoping going forward there's going to be a little bit more to it. But like I said before, Cincinnati really put up a really strong wall, and Illinois, Chicago really didn't have an answer for it.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of disheartening to see for Illinois because Cincinnati, yeah, they went a tertiary site first. That's not something you normally see. That's usually done to throw the attacking team off. But it's not like they didn't have the utility they needed to deal with it. Right? They had the ace. They could have opened up a cocktail wall, maybe moved that castle out of cocktail, made them a bit more uncomfortable. They had Capital with those flame bolts, and guess what? There's no Wamai. Those bolts that Capital shoots out literally does not have to worry about a single thing. Wherever he points and clicks is where those bolts will go. It's just, yeah, I don't know. Illinois is kind of looking a little shaky coming out here. I'm kind of a little worried for them. But then again, it is round one. Attacking Cafe is quite difficult. Maybe they're just trying to find their groove. It is a tertiary site. It could have just thrown them off. Maybe they weren't ready for it. But anyways, they're going to be trying to take this kitchen site this round instead. Maybe they just haven't practiced that tertiary take before. Cream, though, on the roam, looking around, probably looking to throw some black eyes around Train here. Yeah, not quite sure where to put him. Just checking for some nice spots. And yeah, there goes one down. And Preacher there, going up those white stairs, probably going to be holding that top floor quite aggressively here as he moves into Piano. Cream might be moving up to try to help him out. No, it looks like Velk's just going to stay on that second floor. Meanwhile, the attackers are going for a top-down take, but Basher DCs. God, you hate to see it.
Yeah, that I know my
That was their
eyebrows
ace,
were raised
too.
for that one.
Oh,
That was a little
no.
bit interesting. Yeah, that's definitely going to hurt them on that one, especially for this site up top. If that had happened while they were on the third floor, it would definitely put them in a lot of bottlenecks. But they're still downstairs. I do see some breaching charges, both on IQ and Luckshot, for the Nomad, so they can still have some sort of verticality to their attack, maybe push the defenders out of sight and allow maybe their fraggers to pick up some of the slack, especially Basher gone. We're not exactly 100% sure what type of value he brings to the team, but it's still, regardless, a man down is a man down. And on the attacking side, no doubt, the disadvantage definitely multiplies. But we do see now, as we got one guy, he's been spotted out. It's Preacher. He's moving through reading. He might catch somebody off guard, but he doesn't see him with the hollow sight. He sees him. What is this? Is this just a game of cat and mouse? Or is it Rainbow Six? They both peek each other, and Preacher goes down. Oh, my goodness gracious. What angels were watching that one as Preacher goes down hard. Oh, my God. Now, that's one way to get a bit of an upset with a burning bush as Luckshot takes down the Preacher in that reading room, just on the outside of it anyways. And again, they're using those breaching charges now to really open up the vertical landing. But we do have Cream here, and he's waiting to whip up some problems with that Nido cell on the roof.
All right, that's officially two now, by the way. That was a nice 1-2 combo. But yeah, Preacher that's the classic case of the hollow site housing just being way too big on the bottom. And Nomad just fit perfectly behind that. So luckily for Luckshot, Jaeger was rocking that hollow. But the attacking is now moving down the white stairs here. They've done a little bit of vertical play, but not too much. They're going to be going for bar here as a quick trade goes out between Castle and I believe that was who? That must have been the Ash, yeah? The only other attacker there.
Yeah.
Yep, so a nice little trade, some nice cover coming out from the attack, making sure to get those refrags, because at the end of the day, Castle was the one who got the frag first, but they did frag it back. But, Sledge with his back turned is going to let Bridge get almost a two-piece. As Sledge gets downed, Uberic finishing and confirming Luckshot. It's not just to Cosmo in a 1v3, 3 seconds left. Diffuser's down in the small bakery. Yeah, it's just not quite going to happen. And the ace player who DC'd isn't back yet. They got to be calling a rehost now, right?
You'd think so. There has to be something being called here. I don't know why they wouldn't. Yeah, here it goes. There's the rehost request there as Luckshot puts it out in chat. Again, at the same time there, you hate to see it. Cosmo was the last player on the first round. He's again the last player on the second round, and that's just unlucky, especially with the smoke player coming into the back and absolutely piecing. There's two teammates pushing in their Sledge with the diffuser right out in the open in that hallway. A really bad spot to try and retake, especially because Cosmo would have to go through the rotate created by the defenders, past the double door, which was being watched by the meatball man himself, the Maestro player. And at the end of the time, he'd have to fight an SMG-11. That just did not bode well in either case. It was unfortunate. It kind of started with the Basher DC. Hopefully he's able to get in here, no problems. Just currently waiting for that rehost. So going forward, we're going to have to see whether or not Illinois Chicago can really step it up, because at the very beginning of that round, they started to seem to get their footing, and then they completely negated their flank altogether. All three players watching really pretty much the same area. You had your IQ and Bar looking towards the double doors. You had Sledge kind of just out in the wind moving around. The other guy was still watching the double door as well. It didn't really seem like nobody was going to be pushing out of there. I don't know if that was kind of the play to continue on. Maybe the Sledge should have been watching the flank, or whatever they should have done. They should have tried to do it, and unfortunately gave the time for the smoke player to walk up behind them and just piece everybody with his SMG-11, leaving IQ to fend for herself on the other side of Bar.
It was a really great initial take. Clearing Preacher off that roamer so early on without losing any health from Luckshot was definitely really great, but I kind of think the fact that Bridge got away with that small bakery take could have something to do with the fact that the attack were down 2 drones, right?
Yeah.
The intel from their side kind of wasn't looking too great, right? Like, I think they lost maybe even a couple drones in prep on top of that. So then to have 2 more lost just right off the bat like that, especially from Ace, who's your hard breacher in that scenario, who's most likely probably the hard droner, it's just unfortunate for Illinois. But unfortunately, things like that happen. Now, Spades, I do have a question for you.
Yeah,
Did
sure.
Did you happen to see the Chonka rework earlier today?
I saw pieces of it.
Pieces?
I saw pieces of it.
What are your thoughts?
I'm excited. And anytime you put fire and the ability to me to light people on fire, and I don't get arrested for it, it's a good thing. That's really much all I've got to say in that regard. I have a huge appreciation for barbecue. Okay, that's all I've got to say.
That's fair. That's 100% fair. I know
it's taken an operator who has, even though there's the meme status that's been created, in a realistic sense, Tachanka in a lot of ways is, in a tactical sense, is quite useless. There are niche times when you can use Tachanka to do some serious damage. I've seen it as jokes in a casual game, or the people who get way too confident thinking that their aim is too good and ranked and get absolutely obliterated by that turret. But when you're a calm, cool, collected individual who has played on a team, who knows how to attack that turret properly, and you do have the skill and the aim to back it up, Tachanka is a very easily countered operator. I know that it's an ongoing joke between me and my friends that I'm a pro Tachanka. It's not true whatsoever. I'm just lucky. I played 14 hours with him, and I have like a 2.0 win ratio with him and a 1.75 KD. Yeah, but it's jokes. I only play him when the other team is really, really bad. And it's just more of a meme thing than anything, right? Like when I've got the unicorn head with the Slavic Prince outfit on him. Like, exactly. Beautiful. And it's just it's he's got to live up to his reputation, but it's the only time I use him is when I have the utmost advantage, especially when I'm in a 5Q and I know my buddies have got my back. I really only have to pay attention, and his gun isn't that bad. I mean, you can frag out hard with that SMG and absolutely no problems with it. He's thick, so he's able to take some hits. And if there's a dock on your team and you go to do, say, a spawn peek with him, it's a possibility that even if you take a few rounds and you still get away, the dock just picks you back up to your regular health, and you're back in the game. You're in the fight, no problems. But again, taking someone like Tachanka, and I find that the rework that they're doing with him is, he's going to be a post-plant apocalypse for an attacking team, especially if a defender that's playing him properly is working the system to their advantage. I find that is going to be disgusting, and I can't wait to see what some of our guys in CEA can come up with in regards to strategy-wise with him. But other than that, like, I'm just excited, period. I think just because he's the meme lord himself, right?
I know. I was actually kind of surprised seeing that wait, Chunk is kind of viable now? Wait, come on, really? They're messing with us. It's like April 1st or something, you know? But no,
Yeah.
he actually seems pretty strong. His LMG as a primary can make rotates. He has, I think, 10 incendiary grenades, which can, it sort of acts like an area denial, sort of like Smoke or Goyo. And he has 10 of them that he can shoot 5 like in quick succession. And he can withstand. That was the craziest thing I saw. I think that was
I think a
mostly
lot of
because
it's gotta be he's gonna be debuffed. There's no way they're gonna allow him to have 10 of those grenades after the mid-season reinforcement when he comes back. I just don't see it. I just don't see it.
I don't know. I think each grenade lasts like 5 seconds, and it's a pretty small area. So, you never really know if this stuff's going to be balanced or not until we get our hands on it. But of course, that's coming to the test server tomorrow. If any of you want to try him out, try to run around with that LMG. That must be a really good feeling, just to run around and start spraying with that thing. It's after being stationary for so long, it's always so scary getting on this turret, right?
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yeah. Yeah,
I'm always sitting there shaking. Like you can hear the shield rattling because I'm just shaking on that thing.
You gotta like hype yourself up while you're doing it. You turn your mic on. Come on, man. Come on. Right into my crosshair. Because half the time, if he doesn't walk into your crosshair and you're not able to get that instant flick onto his face, that shield's going down quickly and you got to move.
They've tried so many different things, like giving him the face shield to try to make him viable. But this one might actually do it. A lot of people are thinking he's gonna be OP. I kind of think he might be leaning in that direction, but at least he is viable now. I'm thinking I might have to switch from a smoke main to a Tachanka main. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I think it all comes down to the viability of that machine gun primary. Whether or not
it still hits like a truck too.
Of course, it's going to hit like a truck. The problem is will the learning curve on the recoil pattern or just the recoil itself take time to learn, or is it going to be one of those ones when you pick it up, it's super easy to work with? That'll be the make it or break it for most players, I find. But then you're very skilled individuals, the ones that have the aim to back themselves up. I feel like they're going to be able to bring that up, no problem.
All right, and for anyone who watched the Tachanka release earlier, we're now going to be doing a best of 3 casual match showing him up. No, I'm just kidding. We're getting right back into the game. I know a lot of people were kind of really upset about that. Anyways, getting right back into it. Cincinnati winning their first 2 rounds on Bar Cocktail and Kitchen Service. Now, winning that first round on that tertiary site is kind of huge for them because that relieves a lot of pressure. Cafe is one of those maps where you kind of expect to go 4-2, right? If you win or lose the tertiary sites, it's kind of whatever. If you end 4-2 on your defending half, that's a good scoreline. Cincinnati, though, already won their tertiary site. They have that extra round kind of in their back pocket where, now if they tend to lose, like if they lose this top bar hold, well, it's not really the end of the world.
Attackers need to locate and
I'm actually completely agreeing with you on that one, especially because, like you said, they got that tertiary site out of the way and they got the win on it. Now they've increased their odds to picking up some more points on the board because they have the more heavy defending sites in their back pocket to use. As we're seeing that 3rd floor coming out now, we're definitely seeing some rather interesting operators. You've got Bridge picking up Mira. Mira is going to be a really difficult one to take. If he plays her correctly, and there's, it's not just for me to say if he plays it correctly. Obviously, we'll find out by the end of the round. But if he plays it right, he is going to be a massive pillar on this defense. You've also got yourselves Preacher picking up that Jaeger again. He's going to be looking to bring some fire and flames and some holy wrath forward. Cream also ready to whip it on any side that he comes around with those black guys, getting the extra information, of course. Blue Knight being the shining white knight that we all need on that defending side to put up the proper castles. I don't count that one. Don't do this to me. Blue Knight has to be careful because everyone has been in a game where a castle's put up a wall and it has killed you on a defensive rotate, which takes time to pull down, gives the audio cues that you are coming, and an attacker's just sitting there ready to absolutely drop you. It's all going to be up to whether or not he places them properly. I'm going to say yes, he is going to be placing them properly because this is a team match. But again, anything is possible. As we're watching the first seconds of this round start to tick down, as Luck shot Kashikudo Cosmo, Neotron, and Basher start getting on here. We do have the 5th man in finally, thank God. He's back in, and now we're all stand up here, and this game is about to go down as we're at about a minute 45 left.
Look at that angle from Preacher. That's nasty. That's such a tiny angle onto that new hatch there. Oh no, that's Preacher. You're gross. You're gross. That's horribly awesome. I'm gonna have to use that. Cosmo though, opening us off from White Stairs window, taking out Cream. That was the Valkyrie. Was she playing downstairs or was that up by White? Yeah, she's playing on Pixel actually. What a nice removal there from Cosmo. That's Pixel cleared right now. If the attack can push some sort of pressure in towards Piano, they can pretty much take it. All they have to worry about is that Mira in bathroom. Kessel is playing it. Now, there is a Capital on the board. Neontron bringing that Capital is actually kind of huge because, again, Wamai's off the board. He doesn't have to worry about any sort of magnets that could break his bolts paths. But Kazokudo just swings in Soldier and finds Preacher because he's not playing that little tight angle anymore. He can just walk up and find his head. So the attack already looking super strong here. 2-man advantage. Basher using his Ace Selma to remove that shield at Pixel, making sure that no other defender can get up there to clear that out. And that must have been IQ below who found the Electro Claw, removed it from the freezer wall and opened it up. But Oberak with, I believe that was a 1-tap with the big T through that open freezer wall, is going to find the beautiful headshot. And speaking of, Bridge with another one onto Luckshot. So Cincinnati bringing this right back with 15 seconds left. They're going to have to try to do something. Capital flames the freezer, but there is still a player playing deep in there. He doesn't know his K's just holding it down. One for Oberak and another for Blue Knight. It's all down just to Cosmo. The calls have been there. But Bridge is still in cocktail. And oh no, Illinois, I thought you guys had that. The 2-man advantage just down the drain.
Yeah, they had a 2-man advantage, but it seemed like the defenders decided to just up the ante as that SG came chunking out, and I swear skulls were flying left, right, and center, at least chunks of them anyway. That was disgusting. Ulbrich doing some serious work, getting 2 frags on the board. Bridge bringing it up in the back as well with 2 frags. But wow, I have to say I'm a little surprised about the push from the Capital, but I'm even more surprised that someone was not only deep in the freezer, but also still in the bathroom. I would have thought he would have cleared that with a firebolt. Maybe all the way in the bathroom from a safe angle and watch the push out. But he took the risky maneuver by pushing in a little bit farther, and unfortunately there was no dice as another teammate came up behind him and also met a similar fate. That's not looking good right now for Illinois Chicago. Cincinnati is now riding that high, going back into that downstairs tertiary site, which we started on. We'll have to see how this continues to piece together. Is this team on Cincinnati's side is they have had an answer for anything the attackers have thrown at them, and any diversity problems that they end up coming at them from the attacking side, and any momentum the attackers are able to build up just seems to putter out really quickly.
Yeah, you can just tell that Cincinnati's comms are definitely on point tonight. All the teamwork going out, they're covering each other's angles, watching each other's backs. Attackers took control of top White, and they just got fried. Illinois' communications really aren't there tonight, and that's their main downfall. When you have a 2-man advantage like that, all you have to do is push and make trades, right? Send 2 people down White. If one gets fried, the second attacker picks up the refrag, you're still at a 2-man advantage. You still have that wiggle room. But unfortunately, Illinois just wasn't doing that. They were just trying to take 1v1s and losing them. There was no refrags, no trades. And that really let Cincinnati sort of even the odds and then bring it back from a 3v5 to a 3v none. And yeah, Cincinnati just looking super dominant on Cafe so far. Attack being quite aggressive though, as IQ and Ash are already red stars. I suppose it's a minute in, nothing too crazy. But it doesn't look like they're going to be trying to take top floor this round. They're going to be trying just for a nice straight horizontal take.
No.
Was that a ping?
Oh,
they
got
know
pinged.
he's there. Oh,
he doesn't know he's on cam though.
Yeah, that yellow ping. You gotta love that new ping system. Luckshot is just gonna hold Maestro in that corner there. There's no real need to push, but there's no holes in the wall in Dining. They could literally walk in, take this Maestro, and then just take Dining. Preacher up top, though, is gonna be holding the push. Finds Neon. Maestro finally decides to peek, but Luckshot doesn't quite find the kill. Selma opening up that wall is gonna make it a little more accessible for the attackers, but they're gonna have to try to make a move. The
Yeah, I
phone's
mean,
coming out finally.
that
from the
was-
smoke.
I think that was a missed opportunity. I don't know about you,
100%.
but Luckshot had him. That now the Maestro know he's there. You're gonna have to push that machine gun, and that thing feels like a bottomless magazine. Especially if you try to push him, he gets more rounds than you. As we're already seeing. Here goes another and another off the board. Luckshot takes Cream, and Cream answers in kind. This is just going back and forth. It's a war of attrition as Luckshot finds Preacher, who now no longer can use his God-given talents. This is going to be interesting as it's Obrick, Ridge, and the Blue Knight trying to hold down this defensive side. On the other side, we got Luckshot, Cosmo, and Basher. We have to see what continues to go on as we're already seeing Luckshot trying to get anything down on that site by firing that G8 in through the window. They've got an eye on the smoke player. It's going to be a little bit difficult for Bridge, as we saw last time, though. He was able to play calm, cool, and collected, playing and pushing against any push into the reading, as well as Blue Knight looking from downstairs. They've only got like 11 seconds on the board. They really have to commit to something here as they push in, though. There's one on the left-hand side. I wonder if anyone actually saw that. They're going to have a really tough time as Cosmo does take down Obrick. Here comes the plant. They really have to watch Bashers. Oh, my goodness. They walked past him, and he didn't get a kill. Bridge, that was a missed opportunity on your side now. And here we go as the refrag comes in around the corner. Blue Knight with that 45. He doesn't have enough in the canister. And Cosmo drops him for the win. Wow, that was hectic.
That I could have sworn that Ace saw Smoke sitting in that corner on his little sort of peek into reading door. There was
I was
no
pretty
way.
sure too. I was pretty sure too.
But the smokes went down, and Smoke didn't have any toxic canisters left, so the attackers literally ran right by him. I don't know, Bridge. You got a shotgun still. That thing does loads of damage close range. It may have been worth just to try to take one of the attackers down, especially if he found Basher in that situation. Although I'm pretty sure Basher pushed through the reading wall instead of that door. But anyways, taking an attacker off, that's always a win. But finally, Illinois is putting some sort of round together. Blue Knight, I was kind of worried about. He was up top holding that reading door. It was a really good read from Illinois to smoke the door itself off instead of deep sight, because then they can just run through the smoke. They can't be shot from anywhere in sight. They can't be shot from above because they can't see them when they're in the smoke. Brilliant. I don't know if that was intentional, but I'm going to say it was. It was brilliant. But again, that was Cincinnati's tertiary site. Now, they wanted the first round, which may have been that sort of surprise factor. You never expect a team to go tertiary site first because it's a tertiary site. It's kind of in the name. But they did, and they got away with it. But the second time, Illinois didn't let them. And now I'm kind of excited to see what Illinois has in store for us for this kitchen attack. Because the difference between the first round and that last round was just huge. It looked like a completely different attacking team. And they took that so cleanly. Yeah, they lost a couple bodies, but they got the diffuser down. They had the cover there for the most part. I don't know. Illinois might be bringing this back.
You know what? We have so much left to play that it's anybody's game. It really is. I just think both teams now are subject to the luck bug, if you will. Especially with Luckshot not taking the initial attack on Maestro. It ended up working out in their favor. He was one of the last guys alive who definitely pushed them just enough over the finish line to get that win on that last round. But again, he had Maestro on a cam in a corner, and he refused to push. I mean, was it the proper call? We could see it with hindsight, obviously 2020, but it comes down to whether or not either side can capitalize on these. And we're just seeing Preacher finding everything and killing it all as a bunch of drones just got herded together, as we do see Luckshot coming around that corner, taking the fight with the Preacher himself, and drops the holy man. I'm surprised that happened, as he took a lot of damage. Luckshot really got handed to a few times there with a few shots, but Preacher unable to end that fight in his advantage, unfortunately. again, Luckshot really making sure that he takes the roamers off the board early. He's done a fantastic job of that. Oh my goodness gracious, that could have been bad as Maestro starts firing AA guns up through the floor, and Sledge getting a little bit tapped, but Neontron doesn't care as the neon lights continue to pulsate on this bar.
Does that count? Nah, they gotta be better than that. Come on, Spades. I'm expecting it now. Talk big. Anyways, Neon doing some sort of reconstruction up top here. Not all too much. Normally when you see a Sledge or a Buck take above, they open up a lot of holes and then start peeking it. Most of the action, though, going to be going down on brown stairs as Blue Knight finds a pick, but quickly traded off by Cosmo. Really nice trade. Since Illinois here definitely has the man advantage, and there's that trading I was talking about earlier. When you have the man advantage, all you have to do is trade, right? Because if you just trade 1 for 1, 1 for 1, 1 for 1, you're going to end up with a net positive over the other team, and you win the round. But the push through Freezer here has to take Bunker first as Ash rushes in, and Cream's going to shut her down, and there's no trade to be seen. Now, without that trade, that means that it's all tied up here. Cream, though, does take a little bit more damage, I think, from the smoke canister from Bridge. Yeah, and Uberak punishes Cosmo for pushing in, and Velk's still holding close on that door. Is just going to hit the prone and find Basher. Diffuser down, 10 seconds left. It's all down just on Neon, who does some pre-firing, but not in the right spot. Cream coming out that round with a triple, holding that Freezer with his life, and, I mean, definitely worked out.
Yeah, talk about putting the whipped cream on top of that one. It seems like anytime Illinois, Chicago takes too long to take a site, they seem to be whittled away little by little, even with the initial roamer takedown, especially with Luckshot going out there. He lost a lot of his health on that attack with Preacher up top in the reading area, as he's been found, I think almost 3 rounds in a row, he's been found and taken out there. But each time he has done some form of damage to the assailant, either Luckshot, or I think the last time it was Cosmo when he was playing as Nomad in the one round we did see. But it's really, it almost seems like they're trying to take the site one by one, even when they have overwhelming numbers, especially when they had that Freezer. They didn't capitalize on it, they didn't take anything going on. It was strange to see one guy try to walk in there, and then the rest of them just held the hole as if the defenders were going to push out on them. You have to realize the level of competition you're in. You cannot expect a defending team to try and rush out on you, especially these guys when it comes to Cincinnati Red. They are playing this in a methodical nature. They are playing in a way that you really have to start thinking in a more tactical sense, because right now, as we've seen, Illinois Chicago has not brought their A game to this match so far, and I'm hoping that it comes out. I'm really wanting to see some serious plays come from them. They were able to pick up one round. It is now 4-1. Hopefully they can pick up one more and maybe get some things working on their side, because as it stands right now, it's just not working. It's not in their favor. They're going to have to switch something up.
Yeah, again, Cafe is one of those maps where a 4-2 split on the defense, that's pretty average. That's where you want to be. Now, if you go into your defending half at a 5-1, you're kind of on the back foot there. You're going to have to really push to make up for that lost round. But Illinois, they've had some really great initial takes, right? They clear the roamer, they clear the player on Pixel right away, nice and early on. They usually have the man advantage, but they don't capitalize on it. They just push one by one, and to be fair, Kazukudo did flash before they pushed Bunker. But come on, you gotta at least try to refrag, try to get that trade in, which just isn't happening from Illinois. Cosmo, though, back on that white window, trying to find this player on Pixel, is instead going to be met with 2 players playing white stairs, and yeah, Cream back at it. It's going to find Cosmo. No, that was Luckshot holding underneath. Nice refrag coming out from Luckshot. There we go. That's the sort of teamwork we want to see. He was there for the refrag. Beautiful. But Preacher finds Neon pushing into Cigar. Oh, that's so tough. That Capital off the board. Those mirrors are going to be a pain to deal with now. You could send Ash beneath. Ace could potentially open those up with his Selmas, but he only has 2 in his pocket. He's going to have to use those wisely, and there is a Kada on the board as well. Freezer wall still electrified. ADS is being drained in piano from Ash's flashbangs. A Nitro goes off from Cade. Doesn't quite find anything though. Preacher playing quite aggressive on this cigar door here, looking for the swing, and he's going to be met with Ash. And yeah, Ash just not looking. Preacher with a nice double kill for this round is just going to start aggressing and pushing up even more. Now just down to Luckshot and Basher, who are both on very separate sides of the map.
Yeah, that was rather interesting. I don't think I've ever seen too many players that play Ash that don't clear their corners properly, especially coming into that piano area. That's the second time I think that Kasukudo has been looking the wrong way and Preacher's staring him dead in the face. It's unfortunate because I'm pretty sure he was expecting the mirror wall to be where the main resistance was going to come from, as we see Preacher again also taking down Luckshot. I don't know, this man's like a man possessed at the moment as he's fighting again, and he gets a third and he takes down Basher. Talk about the Spanish Inquisition. This man is taking everybody off the board. That and their lunch, apparently.
What? He's taking their lunches?
Oh yeah, this man's robbing them. He's straight taking their lunch money, man.
Is that illegal?
I mean, as long as he doesn't get caught, but I guess we caught him.
But we have him on video. Okay, we're gonna have to have a talk with Preacher after this. If Cincinnati ends up winning, I hope we get to talk to Preacher. We can ask him how much lunch money he's made.
Yeah, because I'm gonna think that he's made a fair bit with the pockets he's been picking as of late. But wow, so far, again, very, very, very difficult attack on this map. But even then, just how things have been lining up, we have not seen things been rolling in Illinois Chicago's favor so far. Cincinnati really capitalizing on those pots and pans that are clanking around all over the place. Unfortunately for Cincinnati Chicago, sorry, not Cincinnati Chicago, Illinois Chicago. Oh my goodness gracious, the CC's getting to me. But Illinois Chicago now on the defense, ready to switch things up and possibly capitalize on their bad luck and turn it around here, as Cincinnati is now on the attack. Let's see whether or not they continue the steamrolling effect that they've had so far, or will it be an upset, as it looks like there seems to be a few different strategies being employed here rather than what we were seeing on the other side with Cincinnati with the mirror windows.
Is that...
Yeah, that's a soft wall with a shield on the other side of it.
Look in the wall. In the freezer wall. The freezer wall.
Freezer wall? Let's go take a look.
The one into piano.
Going into
The
piano.
one we were just looking at, in between freezer and piano. Look at it from freezer.
Oh, I see what you're talking about.
If
And
you look at it from
unfortunately, this
freezer,
is a
you
PT
tell me what
stream.
that looks like. Yeah.
No, we're good. We're good.
All right. Good.
Anyways.
I don't know if that was on purpose. I hope not. But you never know. Yeah, but as you're saying, the main difference here is that Illinois is opting for the Goyo over the Mira. Kind of interesting. They have the Goyo shield, so that's 2 Vulcans as well as the shield from Smoke. So that's 3 shields in total. We saw 1 go on Pixel, 1 go in Freezer, and there's probably the 3rd one. Oh, they're not playing the one on Pixel. They just have the 1 Freezer and Bathroom. I wonder where the 3rd one's at. Is it Cocktail Wall? Well, we'll see it at some point. There's the 1 Bathroom, the 1 Freezer. I don't know. We'll see it eventually. But the ADS is there to protect those shields, to try to deny the push for as long as possible. But someone's going out, already breaking red wall, and there's a pre-placed Nitro from you underneath that mini bar.
Oh, that
Ace
could
is
be
going to
deadly.
drop. He's sitting right on top of him.
Oh,
So
that
is
could
Ash.
be deadly.
Please. No, not yet.
Nope,
He's being
doesn't
very patient here.
capitalized.
But even if he takes Ace off the board right now, that's the hard breach down. That's going to be massive. Playing
Yeah,
it nice
it's
and patient.
oof.
Do they have any intel on this? They have the Evil Eyes, but I don't think
They had
there's any
they had
piano.
the what's it called? They had Maestro. Oh, there we go. He gets pushed out.
Oh,
he was pinging it.
most of his HP. Why is Mute really missed an opportunity there with that nice 2-piece. He's finally gonna detonate it and do a lot of damage to Zofia, but not quite enough to be down. Oh, to Ace, sorry, but not quite enough to get down. Still with a diffuser in his hand, he probably could get shot from the vertical here, but he spotted out on drones from Ace. But Basher making that shield work. Unfortunately, though, Bridge is going to find one, and Ubrick close behind him with another one, setting Basher down. Smoke throwing out some canisters to try to delay the push. They have access to Freezer, but Goyo's in Freezer until Bridge shuts him down. And the attack just collapsing on site. It's not on just a Neon who's below. And the attacker should know that he's below after that Nitro went off in Piano. Pushing off those stairs, the attackers 6th off the Nomad in favor of Zofia. So no flank watch just yet. And yeah, Neon's going to get a free pick pushing into Piano here. But in a 1v3 post plant, things aren't looking fantastic for him. Now, Bridge and Blue Knight are very low on HP. This could be great for Neon, but he doesn't look towards Soldier. Said he's going to try to push Bar, take a bit of damage from IQ, but Blue Knight's going to swing on him from behind. That's bringing Cincinnati to match point.
Yep. It seems to be a bit of a pattern so far. Again, at the very beginning, they seemed like they were holding okay. Then all of a sudden, they started falling off the board. Cincinnati, I don't know if you were checking out the player outlines. They had 3 guys on rappel, 1 guy over the hatch opening it up, and all 3 of them took Piano, as well as the 4th guy pushing in through hatch, and then they just kind of rotated. 1 guy kept the individual playing behind the shield in Freezer, who was watching Piano push, kind of kept him behind that shield, kept him from peeking out, while another one of their teammates pushed right and used all of the open holes from the bathroom into the Freezer to frag him out, and then they can just continue to push. Luckshot also going on that camera in Freezer while he was being shot at, lost a lot of health and ended up being dropped not too long after that. Illinois Chicago's really going to have to find their groove here, as it is match point. The only thing they can do is bring it to a tie, and that tie is really far out, as we just watched Basher take an impact grenade to the knee, and now he's going to be a village guard from Skyrim at some point. We know it's a meme, and it's going to happen at some point here. Hopefully Basher, with the 50%, or actually looks like 51% off of his health there, can really effectively use himself as maybe a roam, or possibly holding a niche corner that not too many people check, and try to get a frag or 2 out to really counteract the damage he's taken here. I know that the comms right now are probably not the most friendly at the moment, but they've really got to work together, show that mental fortitude to bring this back.
Yeah, changing some things up with their strategy here, fully reinforcing Freezer and Bathroom. Instead, it looks like they're just going to play a normal shield on Pixel here, with 2 ADSs to cover, mind you. But Goyo still has 2 Vulcans in his back pocket. Now, I'm kind of interested to see if he's going to kind of use those on the fly. No, it looks like he's going to be using them more as sort of area denial devices, sort of like smokes, canisters, that he can sort of detonate to slow the push whenever he needs to. But Cincinnati, with their teamwork, is just looking so crazy good. But Luckshot opening things up with a beautiful headshot on to Preacher. Nice little quick peek from under the shield. But the attackers do have to worry about Basher, who's all the way on first floor here. Just looking around, probably looking for a little bit of a run out. Oh, almost finding another head. Luckshot just barely missing it. Oh, Bridge, 1 HP left. Just barely hanging on. Oh, what is... Ubrak tries to swing in, but the cover from Bridge isn't there. Ubrak's going to go down. Bridge still just being on very low IQ. The Nitro comes out. Doesn't quite find anything, but there's the bullets to find Bridge. He's going to swing to try to find Ubrak. Oh, it's so she withstood and refragged. What a beautiful use of the withstand there.
Yeah, that was... Luckshot was holding everything he had there, yeah, with an absolute brutal effectiveness. Took 1 guy out coming through that window. Ended up being Sophia, who was able to stand back up with the withstand and get the refrag at the end, but he dropped 1 with it was Preacher on that 1 window over near the small bar. Dropped him with absolute efficiency. Also, Bridge getting taken out as well. Turned the corner, and Olbrich just had to empty out the brain pan at that point. Otherwise, it could have been really bad if Luckshot was continually moving up. We saw several frags and some serious damage coming off of him. The rest of his team can almost emulate that. This match point right here should continue to go forward, as we just saw Cosmo taking down Olbrich. We figured, oh man, that was going to happen. So Zofia is so close down, and Neontron taking Cream into the 21st century with some absolute reckless abandon. Good job on his point. Blue Knight, last man on the attack. He's got to deal with Cosmo, Neon, and Basher.
Oh, you can see his
This
head.
is not going to be good. As he turns the corner, and Blue Knight takes off the head of Neontron. Talk about your electric scooter being down-powered on that one. Basher and Cosmo still holding some pretty decent angles, but they have to play together as Blue Knight wants to divide and conquer. You've got one on White Stairwell and the other one towards Cocktail Bar. He is behind, trying to use those sound cues as a way to get the diffuser out. We do have Smoke using the canister, doing serious damage, and using the SMG-11. Cosmo, our favorite fairy godbrother of all known sizes, using that toxic canister to take down as much health as possible and finishing him off with the SMG-11. Good job for bringing that one back. That was much more well played on the side of Illinois Chicago on this one. That was what I'm talking about. A little more competitive. They definitely pushed forward. I think a lot of it came from Luckshot really bringing his team forward by holding it everything he had with just himself and a shield, as the entirety of Cincinnati tried taking that piano from him. He was just not going down without doing some damage.
Yeah, Luckshot almost bringing 3 attackers with him, taking Ash off the board, taking IQ down, and almost so closely bringing Zofia down. But ultimately, did down her. She did have to withstand, so she was only on 5 HP. And then 1 tick of the smoke canister from Cosmo finished her off. So that's basically a 3-pick from Luckshot. Definitely Luckshot and Cosmo kind of outshining the rest of the team here on Illinois. Definitely putting them on their backs here, saying, all right, guys, we're not out of this just yet. We're going to give you a little bit more time to try to step it up, try to help us out a little bit. On Cincinnati, let's see, we have Preacher, Uberak, Blue Cream, they're all doing very well. The kill distribution is so closely distributed, whereas if you look at Illinois, again, it's more of Luckshot and Cosmo. It's just Cincinnati is really working well as a team here, pushing with each other, always making sure to refrag, droning each other out. You can really tell with the whole kill distributions on that side. But Illinois, they're going to try to get a little crazy here. Luckshot opening up engine window with a pistol peek. Isn't going to do any damage. I thought I saw blood there.
No, I guess not.
I guess I'm wrong. I'm not really an Elemain, but doesn't Luckshot have the Scorpion?
That's not, I don't think that's his. No, I don't think so. I think he might have his Scorpion as his primary. Or that shotgun.
Why didn't he peek with the Scorpion?
It's very difficult to hold that. Like, if you're trying to shoot at range, her pistol. Maybe some people in the chat can maybe understand this, but that pistol, even at range, is a disgusting headshot machine. If used properly, it either hits a head or it doesn't. That's literally it. I've seen people almost ice full squads by memeing with that gun. And as we see here, Basher's in a really bad way, as UIC has got sharks in the water and there's blood all over the place, as Cream tops that one. But oh my goodness gracious, Cosmo with that machine gun takes down the Preacher. He's not going to be having a good day with that one, as Preacher walked in and just saw the muzzle of that machine gun and said, oh boy, here we go, as he drops down. And Kasukudo also taking some damage off of that one, not icing him right away, but it is down to a 4v4. Technically speaking, a little bit of an edge on Cincinnati Red here with the health pools, but again, the health pool really doesn't matter much if that individual is able to get frags off without any damage, as we had a quick peek. Holy wow. Talk about making a bridge into the netherworld and sending Kasukudo on it. Bridge getting that kill and doing some serious damage. Yeah, I'll count that one. That was pretty decent, as Luckshot, Cosmo, and Neontron are the last defenders, but it looks like they've basically given up sight, as Cincinnati's marching in with absolute control. Castle really the only one holding back, and Cream ice him off the cake, as wow, the rest of this is just going down. Bridge taking Neontron, and we've got Luckshot, our steadfast roamer, having to come back to site. Probably could have came back to site a little earlier with how many of his guys are getting pulled down. I guess the communication wasn't there for that, getting called out, as we're going to see him getting up, taking on the fight with Ace as well as Cream, and Cream getting that last kill. I think that was a 3-piece for him at the end of that round. But Cincinnati Red clutching that one out and taking the first map on Cafe.
Yeah, Cincinnati almost seemed like they just kind of got bored of playing Cafe. And we're like, yeah, all right, we'll close it out now. they decided to just do a full 5-man push in through Bakery, which definitely isn't a bad call, especially when the defense is trying to play Bakery while soft without rotate. They just dumped a bunch of utility there, took Basher off the board nice and early, and then they had all the time in the world to pressure Kitchen. And unfortunately, Illinois on the defense there didn't have any vertical holes for Luckshot to play above, and it just kind of fell apart. Luckshot probably could have rotated back to site just a little bit earlier, tried to help his defenders prevent the push rather than trying to retake in a 1v4. But at the end of the day, hindsight's 2020. Cincinnati, though, looking kind of crazy. 7-2 for the first map. Now, map 1, Cafe, was Illinois' pick. Kind of crazy to see. So this could be a standard situation where we see the one team take the other team's map and then vice versa. But from what we've seen so far, I think Cincinnati's going to kind of close this one out. The teamwork is just on point for Cincinnati. The refrags are always there. They're always pushing as a team. The drone work is phenomenal. And Illinois just kind of lacking in a lot of situations. It looks like they're all playing individually. But in saying so, if Illinois decides to step it up, decides to start making really good comms, start playing more as a team, they really could bring it back. A lot of their initial takes are really strong. It's just those site collapses that tend to fall flat.
Yeah, I'm completely agree with you on that one. But for the time being, we're going to take a 5-minute break. So everyone, go get yourself a recharge, stretch the legs, and we'll see you in 5 minutes. Welcome back from your intermission. I hope you had a decent bathroom break and yourselves recharged and re-energized for this one, as we're coming back into the second half of this match where Cincinnati Red went 7-2 on that last map. Well, Cafe, showing their ability to really work as a team, really counter frag out, and we saw a nasty quick peek at the very end of that last round at the bottom end of what was it, Kitchen? Yeah, it was Kitchen. This has been a match where there's some very good plays have come forward. Like you said before, Illinois Chicago has had some strong takes at the very beginning. They've won map control rather fast, taking out roamers, but their weak spot so far against Cincinnati Red has been the follow through on taking site, and they really need to bring that portion back up as we come into the second match here on Clubhouse. UIC taking the first defensive round, Cincinnati Red on the attack. This is the make it or break it for them. They really have to bring their socks all the way back up to their knees and start wearing sandals, because this one is going to be settled in for a rough ride if not.
Yeah, and I mean, they've definitely got the support. There's numerous chats in the Twitch channel right now saying, let's go UC, I love UIC, let's go UIC. So they definitely got some sort of support going for them. Now just can they use that and transform that into some sort of momentum to try and put some rounds together. Now 2 rounds, I don't know. Again, they have some really great initial takes, but when they won the rounds out, that was more of the fault of Cincinnati than it was them actually putting that round together for them, as much as I hate to say that. But it's a new map. They just took a nice little break. They're putting their heads together now. They're like, all right, we need to at least take this map to tie it up and at least get some sort of points for this matchup. But Illinois is on the defensive side starting Clubhouse. That's definitely in their favor. Clubhouse being quite the defender-sided map. Again, this is a map where you tend to see a 4-2 split for the defenders. But without further ado, we're going to be going all the way to cash server for the first site. Unlike Cincinnati, Illinois wants to go a more standard, a more typical starting site rather than a tertiary. And that's probably for the better. That they've just come off a map loss. They need to have some sort of momentum to get going, to go into that tertiary site and have the confidence to at least try to win it out. Now, the Cade and the Bandit on the board, suggesting that they're probably going to try to hold on to the server wall quite aggressively here. But Cincinnati looking to get that open. 3 hard breachers on the board. Well, 2.5. Ace with his Selmas, Mav with his blowtorch, and Capital with a secondary hard breach. You always love to see it.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting gadget to bring. I think we talked about this last time. That hard breaching tool that some operators can bring other than a grenade or something like that. I mean, especially with Capital, he's got so much utility in his belt that picking up that hard breach. Oh, yeah, picking up that hard breach utility piece really is not a negative. Especially, they've taken a lot of hard breach to help themselves, like you said. They've got Ace with the Selmas. You've got Maverick with that blowtorch and Preacher opening up the frags that he takes down Neontron. And now we got a little bit more of a push in as he's continuing forward, trying to take as much maps. Wait, did he get him through the wall?
I think
he did. It looks like he
opened. Did. Yeah, he must have had that open trying to peek through that, but Preacher not having it.
Yep, no, he definitely countered it on that one. It looks like Obrick took a little bit of damage from maybe a random shot as Cream opening it up on the other side as Cosmo also drops. And here we go. That armored wall is now gone. I don't know how. No, it's not completely gone yet. Oh, yeah, it is. Pieces of it are gone.
The reinforcements.
Yeah, now we're just got to wait to see whether or not Zofia pulls back out to try and go open it up. But Luckshot comes up behind and takes Preacher out. That is going to be a bit of a problem, as now someone's going to have to run up and possibly put a breaching charge on that wall, and it's soft. That is a suicide run if anyone said anything. That's huge. This is not looking good, as they're going to try and maybe use a grenade to bring it down? Oh, boy. This is really getting bad.
Oh, luck shot. What a, just bringing it back. I don't think he even knows how big of an impact frag that was. And it looks like he's going to be trying to go for another here. Proning up to this garage door, looking for any claymores. Going to be trying to take a nice peek, and he does. He finds Bridge and takes him off, but the push from Goose sits him right down. Cream with a nice, I believe that's his second pick for the round. Now LMG versus LMG here. Cream versus Maestro on the balcony. He's going to be taking some fire from that server balcony. And quite literal fire from Capital, but he's going to sit there and just singe for the headshot onto Obrick. Definitely a really nice trade there, taking a little bit of HP for an entire life, bringing it back to a 2-2. Both attackers pushing from the balcony here, and Cream with a third onto Basher. He's going to be able to close out this with a 4K here. It's all down to Kasakudo with little health, and Cream. What an absolutely nutty round coming out round one with a nice 4K. Putting that G8 to some great work there. Didn't even see him. Just knew he had to be pushing through that rotate hole. Got Cream. Stop it.
Oh my goodness gracious. Willy Wonka would be proud of Kareem right now because he just whipped the entire team on the other side as UIC went. You know what? Luckshot really made a huge impact at the very beginning of the round. By taking out Zofia, they really put a back step on the attack there because she was in a bad spot kind of overtaking a spot where she was getting attacked by several angles, and Luckshot really capitalizing on that, really stalled the attack there for a little bit. Unfortunately, it looks like UIC was not able to capitalize on these extra pieces as their Maestro player, Kasakudo, was doing his absolute best to hold the garage. He even lit up Capital in reverse, taking him down at the doorway. But just that push from Cream doing serious damage. Look at that score line. That was a 4K in the first round in. Really making his presence known for the defending side. And that has really got to agitate you and disrupt your flow into the beginning of this one, especially with the amount of... I mean, you know what? That defense was rather solid for quite a while, and it just seemed to whittle down over time. Again, you just cannot withstand the Cream sometimes, and he did some serious damage as we see Luckshot running out to try and get himself a free kill. Unfortunately, nothing was available, and now they're starting to push up. Preacher, with God's will, trying to get up there, maybe trying to get an extra frag through the wall again, but nobody's home behind the wall this time as Neontron has learned his lesson. Now playing from the main doorway. He's already been droned out, though, as the intel is now just flooding in for the attacking side. Neon's got to be very, very careful here, because if he decides to try and peek behind that wall again, it looks like Preacher is ready to take him, as he's now slowly walking in, and it looks, again, on this other side here, we're watching on the Maverick, Bridge trying to get rid of the wall denial item here, as he did get it on his one side of the wall that he was working on. He didn't get the other side, though, so now we've got ourselves Blue Knight. He's now going to use the Selma instead. Smart play rather than continuing to Maverick. That way the hole does get opened up in case the Sophia gets pulled down. As, again, we have a little bit of a lull in the fighting here.
A nice call out going in shot there from Maestro, but oh no, Preacher caught off guard. Luckshot holding those secret stairs. What a nice, he must have pushed up there stupid quiet for Preacher not to hear him. Definitely a nice roam going on. Cream still on the prowl though, looking for any refrag that they're going to give him, but they're just not going to give him anything. Server wall being opened up. This is looking not so great for the defense here. They still have smoke on the board, so they can deny a push if they do decide to push in. But the Ace Selma going onto that garage wall is going to push Maestro out of his nice little comfy spot and gives Ubrick a chance to find him. But unfortunately, he misses it there. Blue Knight taking lots of damage from the Evil Eyes, and Maestro's going to have to push back into sight, being flamed out. And yeah, Ace is there to push him out. But Blue Knight just hugging that electrified wall, taking damage and damage and damage over time, is now on really low HP. Tied up, though, in a man count, but Illinois, all of the remaining defenders on full HP, where the defense are not. And it doesn't matter how much HP you have when Basher shoots you in the head. Ubrick off the board. That's the Capitan gone. That's 2 smokes off the board as well, but Blue Knight does still have 2 in his back pocket. Luckshot taking a slow peek here is not going to work out for him as Cream lights him up and does loads of damage. 25 seconds left, and Jaeger and Bandit are below, but Basher finds the Nitro from that cash green box there. Smoke's going out, and the push comes in as Basher takes a close push, finds two, but Cream takes the pick back. It's now in a 1v2. Jaeger and Bandit pushing back from off-site are going to take that round. Illinois is looking so much stronger on Clubhouse than they did Cafe.
I think that ended up going the way they wanted it to, but I don't think they meant for the TK. I don't know if you saw that, but when Luckshot was strafing and shooting across, I think he killed Basher, who was coming around the corner to try and take out IQ. I think he just absolutely decked him on a quick shot through into the server stack there.
No
Although
way,
it didn't end up
that.
working out for them, but wow, that could have been gone the wrong way if played a little bit differently. But there we go, as Illinois has now brought themselves back into contention here on this defense. They got a quick round now. It's now 1-1. It's a little bit more tied in, but again, they're going to have to bring that scorecard up to give themselves as much of an advantage as possible before switching on the attacking side. Because anybody and everybody who's played this map knows how frustrating it can be when playing against a proper team with defense. It is no cakewalk, that's for sure, and a serious amount of pain can be brought out on the attacking side if done correctly on the defending team. Now, this can be played two different ways down here. More of a general sense than an actual sense, but I've seen teams give up all map control and just go for the turtle effect, but it seems like several members of UIC are going to be probably playing up top. I definitely saw the Jaeger running around Luckshot. We know he loves to roam around and get the feel of the map and try to get behind each other, but his biggest issue he's going to be having to walk into here is whether or not he senses the proper time to start coming back to site. That really kicked him in the mutts there on Cafe, as he took way too long to get back to site to support his teammates, who ended up being completely annihilated last time, and put him in a really bad spot for a 3v1 retake. He's going to have to make sure that he is watching that and not get too wrapped up in trying to flank and really capitalize on the movements of the attacking team here, as they are already currently trying to find him and root him out, but he's playing a sneaky beaky position at the back end of the blue tunnel. If they don't look down through that grate, they become literal mincemeat as he gets, and it starts already as Ubrick finds out that you need to clear everything out as he takes him down from that bottom area in tunnel all the way up into the rafters of the garage. Ubrick must just be going, what the hell just happened to me?
Luckshot happening. Luckshot really popping off. I mean, Cafe as well, but Clubhouse just keeps the momentum going. But as you said, all defenders are turtled on site. Now, this could work out for him, or it could come back to bite them later on in the round. Perhaps they could be going for a late flank. The Nomad is taken off the board already. I'm not sure what air jab she got down, which one she didn't, but it doesn't matter. Cosmo from Dirt is going to find Bridge, who opened up that dirt wall with his blowtorch, thought he was being sneaky. Cosmo said, no, you know what? I got an SMG-11 for you right here, and sits him down. So, Illinois with a two-man advantage now. Now, keep in mind, we have seen them on Cafe with a two-man advantage throw it, but it doesn't look like that's going to be what happened this time. Neon finds Preacher. Not quite the clean headshot, but puts him down regardless. The Evil Eye shocking, or at least trying to shock. The ace here doesn't quite connect. May not have direct lines of sight, but doing a little bit anyways. Both attackers here pushing together, or at least trying to. They will have to push through these Banshees. And Blue Knight finally taking some shocking damage from those Evil Eyes. That Kool-Aid wall there going to be opened up with a Selma, but it's going to be smoked off before it's even fully opened. Second canister that comes out as Basher finds Cream, and it's not just down to Blue Knight here. All alone here. He's going to be spraying down that main hall. He does have Diffuser in his hand, but just time he doesn't have. He's going to be pushed with Jaeger with a pistol. Luckshot kind of throwing his life away there, throwing his KD, and it's just down to Blue Knight. They're just feeding him. There's no way he's going to get plant off. They're just going to push him one by one. Help off his KD a little bit, but Illinois wins the round out regardless.
Yeah, that was about 3/4 through that round, they lost all the hard breachers that were up top, and the only one left was something just happened as Bridge seemed to have disconnected from the match as well as the rest of Cincinnati. So it looks like we might have a rehost on our hands here. But going off the other side, we have, like I was saying before, both of the up top hard breachers had been taken out before the kitchen hatch was touched, which the only guy left was the ace downstairs in that hallway in front of Moto, and he was more or less cut off with no support from the main stairwell. Um, it was just a really, really bad situation for him to be in with no ability to have really any flanks. There were some holes opened up in the top, but again, it came down to just being whittled down, and Illinois Chicago really coming together. Even though, yeah, they fed Blue Knight a little bit at the end there. There was there were only a few seconds left in the match that really didn't matter. With that being said, by that point in time where the seconds were so few that there was just nothing that Blue Knight could do in order to win that round, all 5 of Illinois Chicago's team members were up. That was they held on to everything, and usually by this point in time, a few have been at least taken off the board, and I think that was very well played by Luckshot. They're usually hard stacked roamer. He usually goes forward and kind of just gets up and around and starts taking some frags out. He may get caught off guard, or one of his teammates start to be fragged off of sight, but they really played smart and together, and it seemed like the communication was there as teams collapsed off of certain defensive perimeters back towards that main stairwell after they knew most of the attacking team had been more or less neutralized. So that was really good on their point to start working together. I find that the comms seem to be working, although we don't have a fly on the wall for the comms. You can just kind of see it with the play that they are bringing out currently during this second half of the match.
Yeah, Illinois definitely is looking a lot more confident on Clubhouse. Again, Clubhouse is quite the defender-sided map, so we could see a completely different story when Cincinnati gets to their defensive half. But so far, Illinois is putting some rounds together. These are the first 2 rounds that they've won, back to back. That's huge. They get a little bit of momentum going, a little bit of blood pumping. That does wonders in Siege. I know if you watch any like Pro League games or Challenger League games, momentum's talked about a lot. It's not like an actual thing, there's no like momentum bar that you have to fill up. It's not like mana, it's just in the players' heads. And it's crazy how much momentum can affect a game. If you're winning round after round after round, you tend to play better. You're gassed up, you're gassing your teammates up, you tend to take picks, you tend to win picks, you play smarter. It's kind of crazy how much momentum has an effect. In saying so, it can have a negative effect. Illinois on Cafe, only winning 2 rounds, both split apart. Cincinnati just looking super dominant. Well, they weren't really feeling it. They weren't getting many picks. They were trying to push. They got most of the opening picks, but Cincinnati still tended to win it out. So they weren't really feeling it. Coming on to Clubhouse, Cincinnati won round 1, but not by much. And that was just that little sort of kickstart that they needed. Winning Cash and Church, now they have to go to a tertiary site. I don't think I've ever seen Bar played, so they're most likely going Gym Bedroom, which is quite the difficult site to hold. It's probably the most attacker-sided site besides Bar on Clubhouse, so I'd be interested to see what strats Illinois is going to be bringing out here.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to watch this continue to go through. As we're starting to see Illinois Chicago find their footing. Yeah, I know it's more defended sided, but even on their defense in Cafe, they really didn't seem to feel comfortable even on the map that they picked. Now we are starting to see some consecutive rounds get down, although it's very early in the map to tell whether or not it's going to make any real progress going forward. I feel like this is almost a different team, and if not a different team, definitely one that is improved. We're starting to see that it very much well looks like the communication has improved, as well as their thought process in regards to what they're going to do on the if-then-then type of questionnaire thinking going forward. For instance, Luckshot playing not too far from sight, and once he got that initial frag off on the Nomad, he fell back right away, back into sight, played back with his teammates. He allowed the attacking team to feel out that there was a roamer, and they took damage from it, and then he walked back into sight, letting them burn very, very, very valuable time off of their attacking round. And then on the backside of it, too, they played very close to the heart, and they used a lot of crossfires, which they were not using in that last map together. They very much had a few times where frags could have happened for either refrags with the teammates or a crossfire of some sort to deny a push completely, and it just wasn't working in their favor. Now it seems to be working in their favor and in a little bit of a different way. I think they've rolled the dice, and I think so far it's working for them.
Yeah, interesting setup coming out from Illinois here. I was going to say only putting a couple of reinforcements on those cache walls, but it looks like, yeah, they're going to fully reinforce cache as well as put a castle barricade on that door. And on top of that, they have a mute jammer and an ADS there. So they're really trying to hard hold cache here. But the attack, already aggressing super quickly, is already outside in server and on top cache stairs. But now they have to question, do they want to put some hard breach to try to open this up? It's not like they don't have the hard breach accessible to them. Again, they're bringing the Mav, the Ace, and Capital with a secondary hard breach. So this is something they could do, but they have to be careful how much utility they're dumping into this cache side if they wish to get Jacuzzi open. Now that mute jammer is going to be quickly dealt with from below thanks to IQ as well as that ADS. So Castle is just going to back out of there quite early on. There are some really nice I guess not rotate holes, but sight lines in between that construction cache wall. So you can actually hold that all the way from weight room if you wanted to stop the attack from pushing in. A second Selma going down on the other set of cache walls is going to make holding the push into cache a little bit more difficult. But Luckshot, the Mad Lad, runs out of strip and finds Uberak nice and early on. Those the Capital utility completely gone. The hard breach, the Capital bolts. But Kasakudo getting a little bit too confident taking that drone out is going to peak just a little bit too much and is going to be punished by Preacher on the sledge there. It's going to be down to the mute to try to stop this construction push, and that he will with that Mossberg shotgun in his hands. It's going to put Sledge down, but doesn't quite see the drop there from Bridge. But luckily Neon does. He's watching his back. He gets a nice two-piece off of it. But the last attacker, Blue Knight in Logi, is going to have to rotate back to construction. Does quite a bit of damage on the Neon. But it's a 1v3. It's kind of tough to win out. The AK in his hands, it is iced out. I do like to see that. Neon and Cosmo being just at above 50 HP. This is a little doable, but not until Cosmo swings with the SMG-11. Close range like that. Illinois, what happened between maps?
Yeah, talk about Cosmo launching him in the next galaxy with that one is he tries to round the corner. Like a cold-blooded killer with that iced-out AK, and unfortunately, Cosmo was just waiting for him. That SMG-11 primed and ready for launch, if you will, as he comes around the corner and just absolutely brains him. Like I said before, Illinois-Chicago really bringing it together as a team, working together, and I have to say, on top of that, the amount of hard breach that was expended on that cash push, it almost was for naught. I feel like after taking out that mute charge, they really should have droned it out, because they would have seen that the castle had fallen back off the site, and eventually they did, and they definitely got the frag on him, but they expended a fair amount of utility just to try and look into the room, when a drone could have been just as much as suffice to go, okay, he's got a sight line on that left-hand corner, we can take the fight from there. Maybe it was to counter that sight line. I'm not 100% sure, but if that Logi wall was armored up, the Ace would have no choice but either to go through that main doorway or to try and use a window, which the small area that you can actually kind of take a look and peek around and try to do quick peeks is so small that the defender really doesn't have to move his cursor very far to find your head, and it makes it very difficult for the push, because there's so many other ways the defender can be hiding or behind some hard cover to stop those bullets from hitting his head, or even finding him for that matter at all. As the attacker, you were basically got the left side and the right side of the window, or if you wish to try and repel, but so many audio cues can give you away. So it really comes down to how you want to play it, and just there were not too many options for him. And it goes down in history under the University of Illinois Chicago for that round. They are now up 3-1.
Yeah, gonna be trying to chain some more rounds together here. The aggressive push coming from below from Cincinnati. Now, we haven't yet quite pointed this out, but Basher on the Cade is doing this sort of Electro Claw trick on server wall, where you can't really get the Electro Claws off if you were to bring a Cali, and even IQ can't get him from below. But Preacher probably going to be trying to make his way under that server wall to remove those Electro Claws. It's going to be taken off the board very early from that Jaeger. But in return, Uberak hits Basher right in the head while he's trying to prone peek that breach. Not a bad idea, playing a little bit aggressive while Mav is opening that up, but those repel angles are just so hard to contest. All you can see is just the sliver of their head, and they can see your whole body. A lot of the time, that's not a winning peek, and in this case, it definitely was not. But server wall being opened up leads to Cosmo finding a nice headshot on Uberak as he tries to push in. And Mav actually pushes in too, trying to get the diffuser down, but the smoke canister comes out, is doing damage to Ace. Cosmo gets another, and it's a collapse that does not quite work. I mean, props to Cincinnati. They're trying to take this very aggressively, trying to catch the defense slacking, but Illinois is just not getting caught off guard. They were ready for that, and they just collapsed the collapse.
Yeah, talk about working together as a team, but I really have to highlight Cosmo on that one. What an absolute mad lad. Those smoke grenades coming through did some serious damage, stopped the plant, and it knocked down their ace player at Blue Knight, who was trying to do the plant in the first place, and did a bunch of tertiary damage to a few others that walked through, and he was just dropping people left, right, and center with that secondary SMG. He's also utilized the shotgun on several occasions, especially with that sledge coming around the corner in Logi. But it just like, wow, what great plays in total by Illinois Chicago. I'm glad to see the fire starting here as it's starting to spread. They're doing rather well. Hopefully they can have that convert onto the attacking side as well to really continue this into a competitive way, as it is now 4-1 for UIC.
That fire is well stoked. These defensive rounds, not only have they won them, but they've won them by quite a good margin, ending in 5v2s, 4v1s. It's just, I don't know, Illinois is looking like a completely different team here. Just Cafe, I guess, just wasn't their map. Clubhouse, though, on the other hand, Luckshot just being an absolute menace on the roam. Last time running Church Arsenal, he played it nice and safe in Garage Trench, but not this time. He's going to be playing far out in Strip, probably looking for a nice early run out once again. Just staying nice and out of the way, trying to avoid all drones. I don't think any drones are going to go towards his direction. This could be huge for Luckshot. If he waits and buys his time, he could completely come behind the attack here.
Yeah, especially if you notice there, the Maverick is still in spawn out the front main gate. If he decides to come through Strip, I don't think he's going to, because it looks like he's moving towards that main, but he's droning him out. Will Luckshot be found? And he finds Luckshot. Will he try to capitalize out of that, or is he going to try and stop the rotate back? We'll have to see what he decides to do. Is he's opened up the double windows over at the billiards area, right next to the bar, trying to see whether or not Luckshot has decided to go for the runaway, but he has got him cornered off. Luckshot is now completely isolated on that Strip side. He's either going to have to run past him, but it looks like Cincinnati has now recruited a few friends to come over there and they're going for him full force, as it looks like Luckshot is going to be droned out maybe by Cream, as Preacher and Bridge are now both, not Bridge, but that's Preacher and Blue Knight both watching the cross as the other two teammates start to move towards the main site here. Wait, have they collapsed? No, they still have two guys watching while one's droning. Luckshot is completely quarantined, like the man has got like COVID symptoms or something here, as he is stuck on the other side of the map. he's going to have to try and do something here while the chaos ensues with the push onto site, as the 4 members of his team still holding onto site the best that they can. Nothing really happening yet. We're in a little bit of a lull of the action here, as Luckshot, I think, is weighing his options whether or not he should just start shooting through the wall or not, as the rest of Cincinnati really not checking out, as we do see we have a Nomad air jab on that wall up top, and if they continue to watch it here as the push continues on, Luckshot is more than likely going to be fragged out. However, no frags on the board yet except for Bridge. Talk about, oh my God, blue on blue. That's a friendly down as Preacher now brings up a secondary, taking Basher off the table here. But it is now down to a 4v4. 3 men on site defending with a 4-man team pushing. Preacher also being sent to his maker by Neon Tron. That's a huge drop, as now we've got the secondary pushing down. Bridges trying to get the diffuser off, but Cosmo dropping another one. This has been absolutely crazy. Luckshot now on site has brought it back with another headshot, and Bridge taking serious damage from the electrical wall. Gets iced by the complete team of UIC pushing in together. He was able to put smoke on his ass, but unfortunately he did not bleed out and didn't do enough damage to end him completely, and he will not get any points for that one. Wow, what a good retake, and holy smokes, Luckshot still stayed in the game even after being completely quarantined on the other side of the map. And they knew he was there.
Strip is such a risky roam, right? Most of the time, it doesn't get droned out. So if you get that roam and you push bar right when the attackers are pushing, you say Moto Hash, it could be a massive flank. But the only problem is if you do get droned out in Strip, there's so many cutoffs that prevent you from getting back to the rest of the map. From pool window, from outside that jungle door, or even from bathroom, main stairs. It's so easy to get cut off. And it was kind of the fault of Cincinnati for not pushing him out. He was droned out with over 2 minutes still left in the round. And instead of pushing him, they decided just to hold his rotate back. Now, luckily, Luckshot bid his time in Strip. He didn't get too aggressive. He just waited. And eventually, Cincinnati, they didn't really forget about him, right? They knew he was still in there. But they had to push site. The clock just keeps ticking down. They really needed to try to push him and clear him out from Strip before they pushed main site. And even if they did that, they could have lost men. They could have lost utility. It just, props to Luckshot for that roam game there. Just absolutely brilliant. But Luckshot, bringing out the Cali here, this could be a big problem. Most likely, Illinois is expecting the Cali to clear that server wall. And the way Cade has those electric claws placed, it just can't be done with those, what are they called?
You're talking about the impacts?
Cali lances.
The lances, yeah,
so
thermal lances.
The one electric claw is placed above the drone hole at the top of cache stairs, and the other one's placed in the rack, but there's actually a little ridge in the wall that prevents the explosion from actually destroying it. So Luckshot can throw a lens on this wall if he wants to, but I don't think it'll destroy any of the electro claws, which could be kind of a detriment. Instead, though, he's going to be looking for some feet through this drone hole. Is that Smoke's leg, or is that a shield?
I saw big toe.
It's a shield,
yeah.
I think you can see the big toe, though, which could take Smoke off the board nice and early on, but unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, as we've seen here before, though, we have seen a Maverick open up the top end of that wall and then use, that looks like the Cali Lances aren't going to do anything. But before, like I said, Maverick was able to open up a part of the hole in the top and then throw a frag grenade through, which was actually able to still get the electric claw that the Cade had put down. However, they did not bring a Maverick, which is a rather odd in my opinion. It just seems to be almost like a staple for this map to grab Maverick, just so that way you can have a definite way to get through that wall. Because, I mean, let's be honest, if you don't get that wall, your options start to be thinned out quite well. And if you're defending properly and really holding down and doubling down on those main approaches to site, it is very difficult to go through there without taking casualties, either through the stairwell or even above.
I want to say, like, all right, they didn't know this could happen. They were planning on the Cali being able to clear plant wall, but they literally ran this strat on their defense. They put those electro claws. Oh, Jaeger? Preacher? Preacher? Okay, let's not talk about that.
Yep, we're just gonna forget about that one.
Okay. But yeah, I want to say that Illinois, like, planned on Cali being able to clear that wall, but they literally ran the strat with Cade that prevented Cali from being able to clear it. Like, they didn't have any sort of backup plan. They didn't take below. They didn't have any nades to throw through that drone hole to try to take that electrical off. Not even like a twitch to send through. Just, I don't know. But they rotated around. They're taking construction, but with only 30 seconds left, they're going to have to work some sort of magic. They do have some nades on the board from Sledge, but he's not going to even need them as he finds ahead of Oberak and Neon with a kill onto Cream. So 5v2 now as Ace gets picked back up. It's not on to Smoke and Malusi. Both ops great at delaying pushes, so this is definitely possible. Smoke, though. No smoke canisters in his pocket. Bridge finds one with the SMG-11. Pushes through with a shotgun. Finds one onto Basher. He's behind the attack now.
Oh, he doesn't know. He's right beside him.
Sledge. He has no idea. They're practically kissing, and he finally realizes. Illinois bringing that round back. Beautiful push. Almost losing it to the smoke, pushing behind, but they brought it back. Oh, that was nice and cute. They were friends for like at least 5 seconds there.
Oh man, talk about being unrivaled neighbors there for like a good 10 seconds. I have to give it to Bridge though. That was a ballsy play. Like that man's got to have a Costco card because he bought his balls in bulk. He ran there with a shotgun, dropped Ace, and it's unfortunately that he didn't see the planter right beside him because if he had fired even just a rando buckshot into that smoke, he would have dropped him. And that would have been a very different round. That came down to very, very slight moments that just worked in the favor of for Illinois Chicago for that one. And Cincinnati is now unfortunately coming up with nothing just working in their favor. A few things seem to look like the momentum is shifting, and then Illinois Chicago bringing it back down hard and fast on top of them. That, though, I have to say, one of my most favorite happy accidents, we'll call it, because that was entertaining nonetheless.
Costco, I can't. I need to write that one down. That one was that was. Oh, I'm gonna use that one. Yeah, Cincinnati though, looking kind of. I don't know. After watching Cafe, if you told me that Illinois was gonna come back and take it 6-1, if Illinois wins this round right now, yes, the game will result in a tie. But Illinois will actually come out with a positive round differential here, which is kind of nuts. If you told me that was going to happen after Cafe, I would have fought you so hard on that. I would have said, no way, not going to happen. Cincinnati just looking so strong, but Illinois is really bringing their stuff together here. And Cincinnati, I don't know what the fault of Cincinnati is. That's the problem. It's not that Cincinnati has sort of fallen off. They're not working as a team. It can be seen right here that they're very clearly working as a team. Cade with his nitro, Pulse with his. They got 3 nitros. Bandit has one as well. Just waiting for the scan and the nitro to come out, but it's just Illinois just put it together. I don't know if they just, did some terrorist hunts in between, got their aim up, or they're just like, all right, maybe we'll like hop on Discord and start talking to each other now. Whatever it was, it's worked wonders for Illinois. Bring them to match point here. They just have to win this attack on basement. Now, basement is probably one of the hardest sites to attack on Clubhouse. Even if there is no roamers, you really have to clear all of upstairs, all of strip, so it doesn't come back to bite you in the butt later in the round.
Oh.
But that nitro is going to bite Kasakudo. It's actually going to take his legs clean off. The second one comes out and gets put down, but it isn't going to go off just yet. It's going to make that loud beeping sound to let the attackers know that it's there, and it's going to get shot and taken off the board. But hey, a nitro already did its job. Now, IQ looking for the pulse isn't quite going to find him. Luckily for Pulse, he's not on his scanner right this second, so she's not going to see him. But Cosmo taking some damage, trying to fight those vertical angles as Uberak is just holding it down. Oh, this could be huge. If they get a drone into Arsenal there, Luckshot could just spray through the wall, but instead going to be pushing all the way into Moto. Now, Preacher here probably has some sort of bullet holes or punch holes on blue, in which he does. And yeah, Luckshot's going to have to light that up to at least prevent the pre-fire, and now that the defenders know that that's where he's pushing.
They're really, they're surrounded themselves around Moto. I don't know if the smoke was going to push there with the shotgun or not, and it would have been perfect if his luck shot was not watching. Olbrich wrecking Basher from below. That's going to do some damage, as it looks like UIC is now starting to flounder a little bit on their attack here. They have brought it to match point, so they can't lose. They can only go for they can only, basically their loss is now going to be a tie. And they really have to step it up on this attack, but we already get one out in the open. Neontron taking down the Preacher. There is no word of God that's going to stop this one, but as it sees there, as Olbrich talks down Cosmo there, no more fairly godparents on that one. As we go now, it's Neontron versus Luckshot. Sorry, Neontron, Luckshot versus Bridge Blue Knight. Olbrich and Cream here as he gets all the way into church, and Bridge drops Luckshot as he tries to get the plant down. Neontron going absolutely ham, but is it enough? No, unfortunately, it's not. As Cincinnati smoke player decides to just hunker down and wait out the time. That is the smart play, because Neontron was going absolute haymaker with that bearing 9 at the end of that round.
Luckshot, no, he ran through the smoke. The defenders didn't know he was there, and he tried to plant behind that wooden cabinet. That was not the move there. Habana was not in a position to cover, and if he turned and looked to the right, he had smoke, and I think it was Cade left as well, or whoever else it was. The last two people in church lined up with a G8 like that. That's an easy two-piece, and that would have been Illinois' map. Oh, you hate to see it. Luckshot just, I don't know, maybe he got the call to try to go for a plant or what, but with two defenders in church with you, it's not usually the play. Now, yeah, it's kind of hard to make those calls in the last seconds. You get the heartbeat going, the clock's ticking down. Got the announcer above you saying 5 seconds left. It's tough to make those decisions, but you gotta at least try for something there. You didn't have the cover, you were a man down, and you have the gate in your hands. That's a recipe for fragging out.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. You're also being called out in chat for saying the S at the end of Illinois, by the way. Oh boy, that's a lot of hate. Okay, back to the game here. That was, like you said, that wasn't the play. That almost got brought back by his team. They really, really put a lot of effort to try and re-bring that back. Neontron pulling out the bearing 9 and going absolute ham on Cincinnati there. That was a very, very good try and re-bring that round back onto his team. But unfortunately, they played the smart play, and Blue Knight, I believe, was the last player alive, played in that back corner of smoke with the shotgun and just waited it out to secure the win rather than trying to take the fight. A lot of people don't seem to have that type of discipline these days, the ability to just say, listen, I don't have to fight this. I don't have to fight this. I don't have to sit there and try to out-frag an individual. I just need to win this. And as we're seeing here, as the frag grenade takes down that electrical on the outside of the drone hole, they have now got one of the walls open. Let's see how this breach hole will give them the extra ability to get this done, as last time we saw them take it completely from construction and almost annihilate Cincinnati with reckless abandon. As we've got ourselves a few more rounds here. UIC already got a match point. Cincinnati Red, this is their game to lose if they decide to not bring the heat, and the heat needs to be brung now, as we do have Bridge coming up the main stairwell, sneaky as a snake. He's going to be watching to see whether or not the sledge goes past, but he creeps past. Whether or not this will have any effect on him pushing behind, as he's now moving up slowly. He's biding his time. The sledge turns around and annihilates him, though. Wow, what a turn on him. That was a flick for the century, as Kasakudo just takes him down on that flankerino, and Olbrich finding Cosmo and sending him to the moon with that machine gun on the Italian stallion known as Maestro, trying to get some more through the breach, as the rest of UIC trying to take the breach. But we still have Sledge, who's now rotated back towards Red. He's going into the garage here, we still have the Meatball Man himself, Chef Boyardee, at the catwalk, and he's got the machine gun and he's ready to roll. He's letting it go, and he's got one wounded, trying to use the shotgun pistol. He does not have the ammo to take him on, and as the sledge strikes again, but he runs out of ammo. What is going on? Basher having to answer Ubrick's no ammo craze, as well as Kasukudo as well on that catwalk, running out of ammo, not able to finish him off, but now protecting his teammate. There's a lot of health off of those two. Kasukudo and Neontron both at very minuscule amounts. Does Smoke have? No, he doesn't have any more of his grenades. He is all out of smoke grenades. He blew his load off too early, if you will, and it's going to cost them, as now the attacking team is in. They're getting the plant down. They have one on red stairs. He's now reloading. Blue Knight taking out Neontron, but he gets out. Frag Cream grabbing Basher. They need to get the plant down. There is not a whole lot going on. He's going to get him through the... Oh, boy. Cincinnati winning it out, using the ping system to show him through the floor there and getting that final kill on the diffuser. That was very well executed on the defense, as it almost seemed like they were being completely destroyed there by the end of it. But it ended up playing up into their favor, as somebody had a cam of some sort pinging on the back end of the the sledge there, who had no health left. Unfortunately, there was no time to anyone else to get that diffuser.
It was an evil eye on that server rack close to that plat wall. Oh, that's so... You hate to see it. They had the Yana with nades that could have taken out the evil eye. The Zofia with impacts. Aces Selma, I don't think could have gotten it there, but you also have a sledge that just whacks it with a hammer. Oh, that's so unfortunate, but brilliant play from Cream there. That's the 2,000 IQ. He says, yeah, they have sight, they have the man advantage, but guess what? I got a C4 in my pocket, and I have eyes on sight. Uses the C4, and as soon as the plant starts to go down again, guess what? You can shoot through the floor and completely deny it. What? Oh, Cincinnati. I mean, just incredible. To be fair, though, Kasukudo probably shouldn't have had that pick on the Preacher. I want to say he probably got quite the lucky headshot as he was bringing his gun up, because he was mid-sprint, but anyways, Cincinnati brought it back. Cincinnati, though, winning 2 rounds in a row. Church and Cash now have to go Gym Bedroom, the tertiary site, which tends to go into the attacker's favor. Now, we've seen Gym and Bedroom once so far, played by Illinois, and Illinois won it, the defending team. So this could potentially be Cincinnati's round again. They might be bringing this back, but I don't know. Illinois was looking so clean. I don't know what's going on. They're being too overly confident. They're pushing too aggressive. They just need to rein it back just a little bit. And I don't even know. I think they're doing that too, because they didn't go for the plant right away. They waited for the attacking presence to come and support them. They just didn't have the cover from below. Cream.
It's starting. Oh my goodness.
Cream. You nasty. Prone in the drone hole finds Kasukudo. Off the board so early. You hate to see it. That's the nades gone for the attacking team. That's never a good sight.
Yeah, that was a little disgusting. He used the extra advantage there as Luckshot finds Preacher, and it seems to be these two all game, every match so far. These two have found each other really early in the round. Either Preacher getting a couple extra frags at the outset of a roam, or Luckshot just hunting him down with everything he's got. And this time, Luckshot lucks out and takes no damage off of himself, cleanly deals with the roam. And now we're going to have to deal with the secondary here, as they're going to have to take Cash, as now they have 2 players. They've got the Mute in the doorway, who also has the extra sight lines through that construction wall because it is soft. They also have the castle on the inside. They're wasting 2 charges of the Habana pellets to try and open up a hole that's possible to move through. We're going to have to see what happens. Habana moves in. She doesn't check anything on the other side, and Neontron goes down. Blue Knight taking some serious IQ pills in the morning, and takes him down. He now just falls back as Neontron and Kasukudo have both been taken off. And here goes another one as Luckshot finding the head of Ulbrich, doing some damage, coming around the corner, both of them trying to pre-fire each other, but he whips Cream into shape and drops him as Luckshot now has the bathroom into main site. But again, it turns around the other side. Blue Knight taking down Cosmo. Oh my goodness gracious, Luckshot has the bathroom of main bedroom. That is the entirety of both sites open to him, but no way to get his teammates in there unless they push in through a different way. Basher has to move in, but he gets cut off. Never mind. I was wrong. Basher took out Blue Knight. It turns around and Luckshot finds Bridge. My God. Russell Peters was right. This is mind blasting. My mind has been blown. That was a good game. Very well played. Luckshot really came through for his teammates there as UIC wins out the match in a positive way here. Well done bringing that together after the very upsetting start in Cafe, not really being able to bring it together at all and not being able to even string any real rounds together to absolutely showing up. Cincinnati in the second map really had a stranglehold on that entire match. Even on the attacking side, it really seemed like Cincinnati was struggling, just trying to hold them off.
Yeah, I really don't know what happened in between Cafe and Clubhouse. Illinois really just pulling their crap together. I mean, props to them. That's hard to do. Losing a map 7-2 and then coming back and winning the second map 7-3. So yeah, they didn't get the round differential, but they at least secured themselves a draw. That means each team gets a point. That's something for Illinois. Props to them for bringing it back. Cincinnati, though, those last couple rounds on Church and Cash, looking kind of scary, shutting Illinois down. And Illinois was looking just unbeatable on Clubhouse. They almost had it. They were almost bringing it back. I was kind of hoping to see a Cincinnati comeback. But unfortunately, no. Illinois was like, no, you know what? This is it. We've come so close. We're just going to shut it down. They brought it to a draw. Unfortunately, that means we will not have an interview tonight. Kind of unfortunate. I really wanted to see Luckshot. I gotta point out Luckshot on Illinois. 5 opening picks this last match. And how many did he have on the first? He had 4 on the first one, too. Like, this man just walks in guns. He really kind of put his team on his back for a couple rounds there. Just props to him.
It's always good to have someone like that on your team where if you have a few people who are just not in the groove yet, they haven't found that comfort zone yet. And as we've seen before, if you're a well-rounded team, but you really have no consequential, really big-time fraggers, it can really hurt you if a teammate or two cannot get the footing right going forward. However, Luckshot on UIC really stepping up. Huge frags at the end of that round. I believe he finished off that map with 12 frags. It's huge. I think it was like 12-2 with 2 assists on top of that. His teammates really got to be patting him on the back. I know that Neontron also grabbing 9 frags by the end of that round as well. Just very well played in total on all of their guys' side. They really worked together those last few rounds, even though there was a couple rounds where they had a huge upset. Again, my applause goes out to both teams doing very well on both maps. UIC really showing the mental fortitude to come back and grab the second map after the first showing on Cafe, not going so hot, not doing too well on their side of things. And they really stepped up and became a force to be reckoned with on the Clubhouse map.
Definitely. If you guys liked what you saw tonight, feel free to give it a follow. We got games every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the most part. We got a nice invite game tomorrow night. I'll probably be back. And then we should be having another invite game Friday night as well. And of course, we couldn't do this without our sponsors. We saw that beautiful Corsair ad. I already have myself a Corsair keyboard, and watching that ad kind of made me want another. Their stuff's really clean, really nice. They contribute to the prize pool. They actually contribute to the winnings for each team too, supplying keyboards or headsets or both. Really great stuff. Also, what's new.gg. If you guys want some CEA merch, you guys are supporting us, making sure we can run what we're doing, give you guys some sort of enjoyment. I know COVID's kind of dying down a little bit now, but it's still tough to do things. And of course, Rogue Energy. Don't forget code CEA Siege at discount for 10% off. It's a really great energy powder. That's how I get through most of my days, especially when I have those long homework days and I want to play Siege afterwards. But yeah, that's pretty much it from us. Thank you guys for sticking around. Again, tune in tomorrow, Friday night, for some pretty exciting Invite League games. I've been Blue Card.
And I've been the one true Spades. And this has been CEA.
Have a good night.
I'm gonna do my thing.